Oh, dearie me. Looks like someone is at their lowest point. I know that feeling too well. Here, let me get you back on your feet, eh?
Who are you?
Oh, please. Everyone around here knows me as...
Internet, welcome to SMG4 Theory, the show that'll break the silence of your mind with questions like what kind of creature this topless sexy man is. I am your host, the Emerald Apple Prototype, and with the Silence of a Cat movie officially out, we have been given a ton of new stuff to theorize on. Waste time we shall not, and we'll get straight to it. Starting with what happened for us to get to this point. Throughout the movie, Karen and Mr. Weapons were having a tug of war over who should take care of the kids the most, with Karen being very protective and Mr. Weapons being bombastic and fun. Both sides have flaws, but Karen, after seeing how Mr. Weapons was able to make the kids very happy and having a chat with SMG4, she learned how to overcome her flaws as a parent. But Mr. Weapons, his flaws stuck with him. And at the end, his dangerous and chaotic nature got the best of him and put him into a blinding rage, which led to his undoing. So what this whole thing basically did was complete Karen's character arc and put Mr. Weapons into the club of people who bit the dust. Which leads to the exciting part of his theory. With Mr. Weapons in complete disrepair, he comes face to face with the damsel magnet himself, Mr. Puzzles. Now,
oh, please, you're all so kind. Now, if you excuse me, I'll be taking over this show now.
Nope, you ain't stealing this one. TV man. So firstly, can I just say about how Mr. Puzzles might actually be scary again? He hasn't had this creepy and mysterious type of voice since What v 2023. And secondly, how did this sneaky bugger manage to escape prison? We say he escaped because of his ability to somewhat teleport using other TVs within the world as shown in Mr. Puzzles' clubhouse. So he's either escaped through either this ability, or that he's escaped in a different way, such as sneaking away without anyone noticing. Or, the more fun way, with him causing a massive ruckus in the prison and busting out guns blazing. This could be possible since given the type of room he's in at the end of What v 2024, it's very unlikely that he has a strong connection to the other TVs across the whole world. So now that he's busted out and has met Mr. Weapons, in comes the big questions. How will their dynamic work as a duo? Will they recruit anyone else? What is their new plan going to be? And most importantly, what will they even want to achieve? Okay. Let's slow down and answer one at a time. So, their dynamic. How would they work together as a duo? I think the two would be a very, very good duo. This is because none of them are ones to make stupid decisions all the time. Because with Mr. Puzzles, we've seen how skilled he is at fighting the meme-filled insanity of the SMG4 universe. This is very evident in A Night at SMG4's, where we see him successfully infiltrate the meme factory with Leggy by his side, with the only reason why he lost was because of Mario being Mario, and also because the writing was kinda crap at the end. And for Mr. Weapons, he's literally an assassin, so he has tons of experience with missions and all of that. Plus, one thing they had in common is that both of the Misters did really well when they had a friend. Mr. Puzzles had Leggy and Mr. Weapons had Karen. For the question of will they recruit anyone else, it's hard to say now. Because, for example, in the last 5 bloody videos of ours, we've either theorized that Marty will team up with Mr. Puzzles, or at the very least appear in some shape or form, and we've been wrong every single time. And can you blame us? He said he'd be back at the end of We Must Kill Mario.
He'll be back.
And he has done the complete opposite of that. Aside from the Mario gets stuck in traffic episode,
Damn it.
You broke through my domain expansion.
But I refuse to believe that that was the true end of his character. British man jump scare. Okay, so editor Edward Apple here. So the episode The Little Fellas has, oh my god, this piece of cardboard. Yep, he's back out of the blue. So what I'm getting from this is that Marty is gonna be a villain that just sort of appears when you least expect it. And also nothing too crazy happened in this episode other than showing that Marty is now back in prison. And he has a son. Now, this wouldn't be too crazy until Wizard Wiz, the new writer for SMG4, decided to open his mouth and show that this little guy is actually an official new character. So, who we're gonna call Pizza Boy. So this little fella might gain consciousness like Marty did? Perhaps. Maybe. Because he wasn't made by Mario this time, so he might not get blessed with that avatar power stuff. And if Mr. Puzzles hasn't busted out of prison yet, then they might team up. Yeah, we're just scraping the bottom of the bloody barrel at this point. Anyways, back to the rest of the video. There's your dose of Marty content from us. Now on to the next question. What will Mr. Puzzles and Weapons' new plan be? There are a lot of options. The most likely theory is that Mr. Puzzles and Weapons' old plans they had before will merge into one new one, with Weapons doing all of the mission, assassin-based stuff, with Mr. Puzzles filming it and turning it into a show of some sorts. This will either be done to gain more power through the star system Mr. Puzzles had, or to possibly gain the attention of the SMG4 crew, so that they can lead them into a trap. Another theory is that Mr. Puzzles will use Mr. Weapons as a pawn, perhaps, to either protect him from the police that are definitely after him, or, as What V 2024 foreshadowed,
or we can assassinate our enemies and anyone who's ever double-crossed us!
So this all lines up to answer the last question of what they want to achieve, and that is most certainly going to be revenge! Again. So moving on to Hitman Inc. Oh, hold on. Give me a sec. What may this be? So, on a random Tuesday, SMG4 just drops this out of nowhere, and now I'm curious. This is obviously just teasing the next arc, but why this early? This could mean two things. It's either hyping up the next arc that'll be happening in like another 2 to 3 months from now, or it's teasing that a new arc is starting up. Now, the image itself doesn't really say much else, other than it making us lose our banthas on what kind of out-of-whack structure this show has. Alright, that aside, our last thing to mention is this. Is Hitman Inc. going to play a bigger role in this arc? The way they could become relevant in this plot is either going to be from Mr. Weapons, who informed them on what happened to him. This would make Hitman Inc. go against Karen and the SMG4 crew, so that they would have more problems to deal with, which would make Mr. Weapons and Mr. Puzzles' plan easier. Or another way is that Hitman Inc. sees that Weapons has befriended Puzzles, who's basically the public enemy #1 right now. They would feel betrayed, and so would try to get Karen onto the job to kill Weapons. But they may still go to extreme lengths to do so, given that they're in the morally grey area as we've seen. So, to summarize this theory, we believe that Mr. Puzzles has already broken out of prison, which is why he can communicate with Weapons. So when they team up, they'll be a really good duo due to their combined skills, with their new plan being either to create a show of Weapons doing his missions to gain power or lure the SMG4 crew, or that Mr. Puzzles is going to possibly use Weapons for either his own protection-needs. Meanwhile, other elements like Hitman Inc. or Marty being shoved into the plot and this very arc could even start very soon with these new community posts.
God f***ing damn it. The newest episode just dropped and you've got to be kidding me. So, firstly, Arc 2 of 2025 has officially begun, and what's interesting is that Meggy looking for jobs in the previous episode was actually foreshadowing the start of this arc, which is just... oh, good lord. But what's more cracked up is that Leggy has returned. Yes, EGAD, being the dip he is, respawned Leggy, making a split from Meggy. So this not only reinforces that Meggy and Leggy are like separate entities with the same body, kind of like the multi-personality disorder thing, but also that Leggy and Meggy will likely be going into an inner conflict in terms of what they want. So, throughout the episode, not too much lore stuff happens. Just a crew chasing after Leggy, with Meggy being powerless, cause when Leggy split from Meggy, she took all of Meggy's strength, which should be noted for later in case they split again. And at the end, to convince Leggy to merge back again, Meggy says that she'll try and free Puzzles by being his lawyer. God, the fandom is gonna get so mad at this. But what's interesting is that at the very end, Meggy checks Mr. Puzzles' sentence, and what she sees shocks her, which can mean two things. One, his sentence is so ridiculous that it'll be very hard for her to break Puzzles out. Or that Mr. Weapons has already done the job. The latter, in my opinion, is probably the more likely. Okay, that's it. Video's done. All the down credits.
But hey, that's just a theory. An SMG4 theory.
Thanks for watching.
So now that he's busted